Hello and a very warm welcome to the National School Games, and we are at Stella High School. This is the primary side of things in this huge, vast complex off Bartley Road. My name is Shazad Haq, and alongside me I've got the Singapore national player Wong Sin Ru.
Yes, hi everyone, I'm Sing Ru. Happy to be watching the primary school fight against between Qihua and Stella. So hoping to see fighting spirits from both teams.
Absolutely. I had the pleasure of being here last week for the semi-finals. This is, of course, the Senior Boys North Division, third, fourth place now. And Qihua there, of course, in the red. And we've got the lineups here, starting, of course, with the singles, and we'll have doubles, and it will alternate like that throughout if we need to. All matches are first to 11 or deuce, of course, win by 2 points. It's best of 5 each time, and that's a very familiar format, isn't it? One that you know very well.
Yes. So I've talked to the players from both schools just now, and because of COVID, their training was kind of affected.
Yes.
But both teams train about twice per week.
Yes.
So yeah, we have a junior development squad player from Stella. So and he is Matthias.
Yes.
And on the other hand, from Qihua, we have Zhang Xiaochen, which is a primary.
Zhang Xiaochen is primary 6. Yes.
Primary 6. Yeah.
Yeah. Zhang Xiaochen, his favorite player is Ma Long. I have to say, why is Ma Long everyone's favorite player?
Oh, I think that has to do with how good he
Successful.
is.
Yeah.
He's also an Olympics winner for the Rio in 2016. So, yeah, also a handsome player as well.
Now we have it. Okay, here we go. So yeah, he's a role model for everyone, including my partner over here, Sinru. Xiao Chen says he hopes to play for Singapore one day. Perhaps you can give him some tips, Sinru. And he says he's an attacking player. He's been playing for about 4 years, which is about right, isn't it? So if he's 12, he's played since about 8 years old. What age did you start?
I started later than him actually. I started when I was 9. So it will be better if I started earlier, but I guess it's the training that matters, the quality of the training as well. So I'm hoping to see his performance if he can do some strokes like Marlon. Yeah.
Yeah, let's see how he can perform here. He's up against a player who isn't in the development squad, Zhang Xiaochen. Matthias Lau, I think, will have to go into this as the favorite, won't he?
Yes.
And we get things going here.
As you can see, Zhang Xiaochen is holding pimples on his backhand as well. So he's creating a variation of spin. And that was a good serve right into the center of Matthias' body. Yeah.
Oh, lovely from
Matthias. Yeah.
Thank you. Looking very confident, isn't he, at the moment, Matthias?
Yes, I think it's got to do with the amount he trained. Because junior development squad players train much more than these CCA school players. And look at all his strokes. He's just confident going for it. So there's no hesitation whatsoever. Taking a lead by 4 points in the first game.
Yeah, it's already very impressive from Matthias. And Xiao Chen, he knows the task is a pretty tough one. Oh, lovely winner there. And he's looking to kill the rallies quite quickly.
Yes, perhaps because Zhang Xiaochen, there's no changes in terms of the spin and the placements of his service. Yeah, so he's just serving to the hands of Matthias, and Matthias anticipates every shot so easily.
Yeah, there's not enough perhaps variation, is there? So quite predictable for Matthias at the moment. Nice serve from him. He's managed to pull a point back there.
And both points is due to his service. Yeah.
What a backhand that was. Effortless from Matthias, and he's now on game point.
Matthias is very relaxed in this game. So the players didn't have the chance to warm up before the match due to the COVID. So it may be due to the host school advantage where they can warm up some other places, maybe in their training hall.
That's a good point.
So they might have warmed up before this match, while Qihua might not be able to do that.
Obviously for you, Sinru, and that's a great winner for him to take the first game. Matthias is cruising here, he's won at 11-3. I mean, that is completely foreign to you to start a match without any kind of warm-up, right? I mean, I don't think you've ever would have been in that situation.
Yeah, that would be very scary if I were to think about it, because for us, when we go for overseas competitions, we will warm up for like at least 45 minutes.
Oh, that long?
Yes, because we have to do all our strokes. We have to practice what we are going to use in the competition. We also have to warm up before to prevent injuries. So we will go there and warm up and do our table tennis tactics practice for maybe an hour or so. So I had encountered like I had to wake up very early, so we have to catch the first bus to the venue just to warm up.
Just to get the warm up in before the first match.
Yes.
If you have an early start.
Yes.
Yeah.
So luck ball touching the net.
I tell you what, when he's in full flow like that, he is very, very good, isn't he, Matthias?
Yes, I think it also is dependent on the standard of the opponent as well, because he's been giving very easy balls. So he should
Xiao Chen.
Yeah, Xiao Chen should perhaps change it up a little. He's giving too comfortable shots, so he's just going for the long shots. He's just chopping long, and not. He can choose to put more challenge in the ball placement instead of making Matthias move him around. He should perhaps move Matthias around instead.
So for you, he's got to take more initiative here.
Yes.
Yeah, the only enemy that Matthias has is himself, perhaps with unforced errors if he's trying to force it too much.
Yeah.
Right now, that doesn't even seem to be the case. Oh, there you go. There's one.
Yeah, but this kind of errors, so it's just Xiao Chen is just picking up on his errors to win points. So he don't really have a winning stroke. He's just placing balls on the table actually.
Another great backhand there, but it's always in the slot. It's easy at the moment for Matthias to put away these winners. And not closing the face of the bat, and it loops up.
So especially when Xiao Chen is playing pimples on the backhand. So if he is just pushing the ball, because there's no spin in the ball actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's just a straight up and down serve, right? Yeah.
So and Matthias can just go for a loop, and he would not be able to block it because the ball is so easy to loop. Send another one right down to the forehand of Xiao Chen.
Yes. Struggling here. Yeah, Matthias fast, loves to attack, and is on game point again. It's all going very, very well for him at the moment. And he's taking the second game in style. He's getting better and better, isn't he, Shinru?
Yes, perhaps he's all warmed up, and he might have anticipated the ball placements and spin as well.
Well, they're cruising at the moment, and when we look at the progress of these schools, Qihua in the preliminaries, they got hammered in straight matches by Catholic High School. They then had a very good performance against Woodgrove, 4-1. Up against Montfort, they won 3-2. That was a tight affair, but they finished second in their group, first with Catholic High School, who we'll see later on, and they're quite well known. We'll come back to how Stella did after this third game. more of the same at the moment.
Yes, so Matthias can continue to attack as much, or he can just take a more steady approach by just capitalizing on the mistakes made by Xiao Chen. So I heard from the teacher in charge that both schools are actually rivals for very long. So they always meet each other in like the semi-finals. But Qihua has never won before.
Never?
Never.
So this is a proud record
Yes.
that Mara said. No school, no boy wants to be part of that first class, that first batch that loses, right?
Yeah, but Stella used to be very good, I heard. So, but now because of the lesser training, so they might have drop their standards a bit. But it seems like Matthias is doing very well in this game right now.
I suppose, coming from the sports school, that the background that you had, you guys also had that pressure of not being the first batch to lose as well.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. But for them, actually, we also have a national player coming from Stella Primary, which is Bei Kun Ting. So he graduated from this school as well. So, and Stella is quite table tennis
oriented.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, you can see at the moment. This is probably the closest we've seen it so far.
Yes.
Between these two. Again, that's perfect for him to play the loop drive, right? Easy.
Yeah. He didn't have to move much because Xiao Chen is just feeding the balls to his hands.
Well,
and that's only possible if you are good enough. Even if you're not good enough, the person feeds you the ball. You might not be able to feed it in.
He's quite an unflappable guy. He seems very cool customer, Matthias, and he's absolutely cruising.
This is one of the tighter games.
Yeah, he's right in it at the moment, Xiao Chen, but the quality of Matthias is going to show through, I think.
Sometimes this kind of situation happens in the third game when you are just like smashing your opponent in the first two games, and then the third game you start to have a bit mental slack.
Is that just because of overconfidence maybe, or just because it's becoming a bit too easy, or what?
It can be like you underestimating your opponents. Yeah, so that's why our coach always tells us to never underestimate your opponent.
So is the instruction always just to be clinical and ruthless and go for it?
That is two separate matters, I think. So at the start, you can go with very high fighting spirit. But after you see if like the standard is like too much of a gap, you may have to alter your your mentality as well.
Okay. Well, he's under a little bit of pressure here, not too much, but Matthias, there's only a point in it between them, and this should be encouraging as far as Xiao Chen is concerned.
Seemed a bit nervous and hesitant about that shot.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and the timeout is called by Qihua now.
Interesting.
Strange timeout.
I would have thought right now the momentum's kind of with him, and you've got him on the ropes a little bit.
Yes, but it might be the coach wanting to give him advice on how he's gonna do the two serves, because now Xiao Chen has two serves on his hand. So if he's able to serve with a good spin, good placement, he might be able to take this game.
You were a bit concerned about Xiao Chen's serve at the moment because he's not really testing Matthias.
Yeah, but at crucial points at 9-9, Matthias can be a bit reserved.
Okay.
Because it's very crucial. Yes, that was...
That's not the serve.
Yeah, that's not the serve. It's not short and not long.
Yeah.
Just nice.
Just right for him to get right under it.
Yeah.
Here we go. He's attacked it well.
Yes, but I can see that he's trying to serve short.
That second one definitely looked shorter, right?
That was short. but Matthias had the courage to do a flick. That might be something that another player would not dare to do in this kind of situation. So kudos to him.
Well done there to Matthias, who has won that pretty convincingly in 3 straight games. Though let's give credit as well to Jiao Chen,
Yes.
who stuck in there for the last 3rd and final game.
He didn't give up.
Yep, he absolutely didn't, and that is maybe a lesson for everyone else out there. We're going to move to the doubles very shortly. The first doubles, Qihua up against Stella. Do stay with us. We are back with the second match here in the Senior Boys North Division third, fourth placing match. My name is Shazad Haq. With me, Won Sinru, the national player. Sinru, at the moment, we've seen Stella with Matthias easily dominate Qihua, and now we've got the doubles. What are you making out of this warm-up? I know you can't necessarily, but maybe at primary school level you can discern a little bit?
Yeah, so in primary school, so many of the players do not have that much control over how they place the ball, which is why you can see that the warm-up is like it's like a competition. But we can see that the players from Stella seemed more composed and confident, while Qihua have two quite small players, and they are Tan Se Kok and Remus Lim.
Yes.
So they have idols from China team as well.
Yeah, Tan Se Kok is his idol is Su Sin, and he hopes to play for Singapore. Remus, as with just about everyone else, likes Ma Long, including Sinru, and also plays. Everyone likes when everyone's in primary school, they want to play for Singapore, right? Everyone thinks I can, you know.
Yeah, but then actually thinking of how many people actually
make it. Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Did you think when you were in primary school, I want to play for Singapore one day, or did you not really think about that?
No, I didn't think about it. I just thought that I had to get through the training for that day.
Let's just think about that day only, right?
So I didn't have such long-term goals like they do, but it's good to hear, because now kids are having more ideas by themselves, not just decided by their parents whatsoever.
Right.
Yeah. So
yeah, it's a bit different, isn't it, these days?
Yeah.
Perhaps when you were growing up, certainly from my day. Yeah, look, if you don't think about playing for Singapore and you end up playing for it one day, there's inspiration for all the kids out there listening in. It's good to have these ambitions, but if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, right? No pressure. No pressure. So a big height difference. Maybe you could tell us the advantages of the huge height difference here we see with Roll.
So in Stella, we have Roel, which is the right-handed player that's slightly taller than
That's been
Ryan.
very kind, slightly, yeah? Okay.
Than Ryan, a left-handed player. So if you have a very tall partner, he will have a wider reach. So, and especially when doubles players, it's more advantageous for left-handers and right-handers to pair together. You know why? It's because of like the footwork, so you do not have to like go about each other. So you can just make space by the right-hander going to its left and the left-hander staying at the right.
Right.
Yeah. So the taller player having a better reach will just make their time easier during the match.
And when you have left-right combo like we see here, this is how they should be standing. The left-handed player on
the tables,
the right-hand side.
Yes.
I hope that all makes sense to everyone listening to us. But this is how it should be. They should be standing basically at the table.
So they should all be going back to their position after each shot. As you can see, like after the right-hander, Roel serves, he goes to the left of the table.
Right. Well, at the moment they are cruising Ryan and Roel, and it's a bit tricky at the moment for Tan Se Kok and Remus Lim.
Yes, you can see the standard difference actually. So you can see that Tan Se Kok is just doing a very simple serve, just pushing the ball just right at the table, while there's more spin.
Well, we've got game point here. Very, very easy for Stella. It's continuing the trend that we saw. And I actually quite like, you know, we talk about Roll and his height, but Ryan is getting a lot of winners as well.
Yes, it might be the chemistry that the tall and the short produces. So it may be also because the partner plays the ball very well for him to make all the good returns. It might be also Sircock and Rimas being with too low quality balls for them, so it's very easy for them to do all their shots, all their tactics, all their strokes.
You're quite tall as well, aren't
Yes.
you? You're what, 178, 177?
175.
Fine. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
It's pretty tall.
sometimes I block my partner. So yeah, so my partner would always complain, say, "Can you move?"
Get out of the way.
Yeah, because he's relatively shorter. She's 165.
Ah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's quite a big difference.
Yes, but most female players, it's about 165.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's not a left-handed player, so it's
Right.
two right.
Oh, yeah. So both. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. Oh, there's a little bit of a word between Tan Sircock and Rima Slim. That's quite good that they're communicating a little bit, right?
Yes. So communication in doubles it's very important. And our coach used to scold me and my partner because we don't talk to each other.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So normally during training, you were supposed that the coach will tell you to stop talking to each other.
Right. Ah.
But during doubles, it's different.
And how important is it to have a good relationship off the table, like away from it? Do you guys also hang out?
Yeah, so me and my partner Ruishan, which is also a national paddler, so we are quite close because we are of the same age. We
Right.
went into sports school. And
So you know each other for a long, long time.
yeah, so we are also roommates in the boarding school. Yeah, but we get into conflicts also. But we all
Because you spend a lot of time with each other, right?
yes, and we stay with each other. So
Yeah.
there are bound to be like
Differences, of course.
So we used to always fight during our doubles training, but yeah, our coach was quite angry at us, but we still made it to the SEA Games, fortunately.
That sounds like a very interesting story. I'll ask you off air. Stella again, looking comfortable. These two are quite a pair, aren't they? Ryan and Roll. And another game point here.
It's interesting to see that Rimas is bringing some service variation. So he used the hammerhawk serve just now, but it might not be so successful. But it's good to see that they are changing their techniques and they are not just going for a very simple push serve whatsoever. So they are trying their best to get more points in the second game.
Well, there you go. Second game is done and dusted with Ryan and Roll cruising at the moment, 11-4. More of the same, I think, but you're talking about now Sircock and Rimas just got to keep them moving and keep them guessing, I suppose. And
yes. So it may be also because they do not have that much experience in table tennis. So it might be also a good learning experience for them to look at players like Stella.
Yeah.
And they can learn
from it.
Yes.
Yeah. I think to be fair, I remember Sircock saying to me that he's only been playing since primary 2. He's primary 5 now, so it's not that long. It's
Yeah,
2+ years.
Yes, it's only not even 3.
Yeah. So given all that, to get to the semi-finals and now playing for 3rd, 4th place is a pretty decent achievement, right?
Yes, but if so, he's primary 5. He still have another chance next year. Yeah.
Just to tell you that for Stella, their progression, they lost to Chongfu, who are one of the better table tennis schools around. They lost 3-2, so you can see why. And Chongfu are in the finals later on.
Yeah, it was a close game.
Yes, it was. They thrashed Palmview in straight matches. Same with Nanqiao. And they came second in their group to Chongfu. But it just shows you, because Chongfu in the final and then he only just lost to Chongfu, it shows that Stella have got the quality. They'll be quite disappointed to have just lost out.
Yeah, if they have won in the preliminary round, they may make it to the finals.
Correct, because they would have had an easier semi.
Yes.
And it is a little bit closer. We found that the third game, you were talking about this earlier, the third game has tended to be a bit closer so far.
Yes, looking from the first singles and now, but it was a nice smash from Ryan. So even though he might not be that tall, he did the smash pretty well.
So in the semi-finals, Qihua played Chongfu and lost in straight matches. What was happening there?
Service. There was a service warning just now.
About the height?
Yes, and I think after the warning, he served to the wrong area of the table. Yeah, so for people that don't really watch table tennis, you can only serve diagonal for doubles. So you can only serve to the right half of the table. So if you serve into the left, it will be an automatic point to the opponent.
We have got match point here, Stella, which Qihua have delayed for the moment. And it's all over this second match. Again, won in straight games by the Stella pair of Ryan and Roel. And they are 2 up now. They win the next match, and they are winners of the 3rd place in the North Division.
Yes.
So do stay with us. That 3rd match coming up very shortly here at Stella School. Back at Maris Stella High School here for the boys singles. Third match in the North Division, third, fourth place fixture.
You can see just now what happened during the first ball. Tristan was actually raising his hand. So when you raise your hand during the match, because you're not ready for the rally, so you raise your hand and the umpire would also raise his to stop the ball.
Yeah,
but it seems like he didn't raise it high enough and enough for the umpire to notice him, which is why. And Hong Xuan from Qihua probably did not know about this as well.
Yeah, just to tell you the two players, Tristan.
From the junior development squad.
This young man here, who loves to attack, he says. Favorite shot is the forehand loop drive. And up against him.
We have Hong Xuan.
I saw Hong Xuan in action last week, and he'll be hoping for an improvement. But Tristan is a very impressive player, isn't he, in the national...
It's in the junior development squad under the Singapore Table Tennis Association. So many serves variations. So he has been serving like spins down the line to the forehand, to the backhand, and also using backhand spins.
And you can see he's, after a little bit of a hiccup at the start, he's firmly in control here.
Seemed a bit hesitant with that middle attack just now. If he just went for it, he might be able to win that point.
Nicely done. There's that forehand loop we talked about. And he's on game point here.
Quite impressive. So Tristan has shown us with at least 3 different services by now. So the standard forehand serve, and also a hook serve, and also a backhand serve. So it's very good to have such variations.
Yeah, more of the same, I think you would imagine from his coach. What about when we talk about his opponent? What could his coach tell him? What could he do?
Perhaps now, because Tristan is taking a lot of initiative to attack and move Hong Xuan around, Hong Xuan could probably go for more second ball attacks.
Right.
Yeah, to take more initiative at the start of the game to go into the rallies.
Yeah, Tristan was telling me a lot about how he was so excited for Isaac Kwek, of course, who made the news not too long ago about being the world #1 at under 15 level. And that, of course, will serve as an inspiration for many Singaporeans looking to further their abilities in table tennis, like this young man, Tristan.
So it's nice to see players using advanced techniques, like what he just attempted to do was a forehand flick. So when we were young, we probably did not have the skills to do such techniques like the forehand flick or the banana you will call, which is the backhand flip. So
let's
we
call
call
the
it
banana.
A banana. Yeah, there's also strawberry. So maybe he would make another stroke for himself.
Well, you tell us the next time he does a banana or a strawberry, all right?
Okay.
I haven't heard that term before, but I might have to use that next time in my commentary.
Yes.
So that's a well-known term, is it?
Yes, so there's banana, which is the backhand flick. Strawberry, it's not really a chop, but it's also another tactic when you do it at your backhand.
Perhaps you could explain to our viewers who may not know all the terminology of flick with the use of the wrists.
Yes, so for the banana you have to use your wrist and do a backhand flip, so it generates more spin, more than
like
just
a snappy action, right?
Yes. Yep. So it's just more spin than a push, a regular push.
Yeah, a push is literally where you're just playing the shot back, aren't you?
Yeah.
Whereas a flick is very wristy.
Yes, it also generates like more explosive power.
Yeah. Well, he has won that in double quick time. A few fruits along the way with some bananas and strawberries. And Tristan has cruised through this second game. And problems here for Qihua once again. It's difficult, isn't it, to counter a player with the ability of Tristan at this level?
Yes, if you are someone that doesn't train that much, obviously it will be hard, but it would be interesting if a junior development squad player goes against another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be certainly a match to see.
Which I think we will definitely see in the final. There'll be a lot closer. But now let's see the response here.
Oh,
he was actually in a good. He was looking quite good for a bit there.
He was moving Tristan around the table from left to right, but Tristan was able to do a back table, backhand loop back, which is quite impressive considering his age. Almost.
Well, that's his first point. Again, it does seem the bulk of the points gained by Qihua are based on unforced errors from the opponent.
Which is why it's so important to have to make your strengths able to get points for your play. So Qihua is just putting balls back to the table. While you can see players like Tristan, they have their forehand loops, forehand smash as their winning points.
So Tristan is halfway there in this third game. And wow, he's an impressive player. Is he one of the more impressive ones you've seen today, overall?
Yeah.
There's Matthias as well, don't forget. I think him and Matthias would have a quite good match with each other, wouldn't they?
Yes, but if you were to compare their performance just today, I would say up to now Tristan is performing better because look at his third set. He's still keeping that lead. So he may be more mentally focused in his game compared to Matthias.
This is the first third game or third set that we've seen in all three matches where it's been quite one-sided.
Yes, and he's the second singles player, which means that he had to wait like for 30-40 minutes before his match.
Yeah.
So he may have cooled down and went up. So he have to be extremely focused to keep his lead.
And he's got match point, and we are almost done here. And he's done it in style. Great work from Tristan Yi, who has dispatched his opponent Hung Swan in straight games. And, well, he is in the junior development squad. I think we have to make that very clear to people. And he's playing a young man who does this as a CCA. So there is a big difference, isn't there?
Yeah. So Stella has won itself a bronze medal.
Yep, they get third place in the boys North Division. They have won this very, very comfortably indeed. They didn't drop a game along the way. They didn't drop any points either. And Tristan has helped his school win this third placing in style.
But also good job to Qihua.
Absolutely.
Never giving up, and it's also a process that you have to lose to know your strengths and weaknesses and improve on them in the future for a better game.
Well said, Sinru. Thank you very much for your expert analysis. There is the summary of the matches, and they have won each of those. The one represents Stella winning that particular match, and each of those was in straight sets or straight games of 3 games per team. And so they've won this very comfortably, winning the first 3 matches. So that brings us to the end of the matches. And we'll have the prize giving very shortly. Do stay with us for that.
Right. Congratulations to both teams who have put in tremendous amount of hard work and determination for this competition. As mentioned at the beginning of the championship, both teams have also demonstrated character development to the pursuit of sporting excellence. Well done, boys. Now it is our honor to invite our guest of honor, Mr. Lim, Vice Principal, Stella High School, to present the prizes to the respective schools.
Now the prize giving, and we've got the Vice Principal of Stella, Mr. Lim, here.
The third runner team in the North in the National School Games North Zone Table Tennis Championship 2021 Senior Boys Division. Let us give a warm welcome and congratulations Qihua Primary School to receive the medals. Qihua,
representative from Qihua to get the 4th place medals.
The captains may like to take the last positions of the
and it's been a tough time for them, but
medals.
Listen, they still got here to the semi-finals, made it to 4th place, and as we said, some of them have only been playing for a couple of years, Siru, so it's not bad.
Yeah, considering they make it to the semi-finals, beating the Montfort in quite close games.
You know, and in table tennis, you know, the size sometimes does help. Some of these guys are pretty small,
Yes.
and so, you know, to get here with some of these kids who are really, really quite tiny, I think it's quite an achievement, isn't it?
Yes, and they are about primary 5, primary 6. Considering that they are playing with players that are like taller, like bigger than them, it's quite an achievement.
And here we go, presentation for the lads who have acquitted themselves of well. Tan Sakok and Remus Lim, we just saw earlier in action. Not everyone got to take part today. Of course, there are a few dead rubbers because of the fact it doesn't get to match 4 and 5. So
Yes.
if you're in that pairing or that singles player, then you're thinking, well, I'd like to, because this was the scoreline as well the other day in the
So
semi-finals.
the second doubles and the third singles players were not able to play.
Yeah.
But it's a team effort
It is.
kind of thing.
It
yeah.
is absolutely.
Another round of applause for Qihua Primary School.
So well done there to Qihua to get 4th place in the North Zone.
Second runner-up team in the National School Games North Zone Table Tennis
And 3rd place or 2nd runner-up,
Stella High School.
Stella, will come on, and they have been very, very impressive. And I'm sure today, at the back of their minds, they're probably thinking, if only we just won that first group game against Catholic High, was it?
Against Chongfu.
Chongfu, that's right. And then that might have put them in a better place in the semi-finals.
But sometimes you need this kind of regretful moments to push you further.
Right.
Yeah, if you are just like winning every single game, you might not have the mental to push yourself to your limits every training session. So perhaps next time during Mary Stella's training session,
It's a good platform, isn't it? Think about that.
Yes.
Right.
Just play the live video of the NSG where they lost, so it will just motivate them.
Good point. Very good point. And maybe some inspirational words from Sinru to the two teams after this might be quite nice.
Yeah, good job to both, and train hard, train well, and hopefully we'll be able to see your improvements for the next National School Games.
Well, on that note, there was a bit of an omen there. We had the lightning right after the prize ceremony ended. Yes.
Inspirational speech.
We have brought proceedings to a close here with a 3rd, 4th place match. And we will be back for the final, which is Catholic High School versus Chongfu Primary. Please do go to that website on your screen for viewing schedules, and we will see you back here in just over an hour.